Hey there guys, my name is Jason and thanks for tuning into my channel Pips-N-Chits. Today I'm going to be doing a new little combination video that's an unboxing and a playthrough. And today I've chose the Marvel Champions Hero Pack of Peter Porker, aka the Spectacular Spider-Ham, hailing from Earth 8311. And for a little bit of background on the character himself, just a little fun fact. Peter Porker was created by Tom DeFalco, Mike Armstrong, and Larry Hama, and debuted in Marvel Tales #1 back in November of 1983. He is a very cartoony character, even more so than comics that you would normally think of. He's an anthropomorphic pig, and he takes on parody villains, and he's accompanied by parody friends of other Marvel characters, again from Earth 8311. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go down to the table. And if you want to go ahead and skip the unboxing part, go ahead and check the timestamps up above and get right to the playthrough. All right, thanks for meeting me here at the table. As you see here, I have Spider-Man, the Hero Pack, unopened. We'll get right to it here in a second. So without further ado, let's turn this over really quick and see what's inside. We have a 60 card Hero Pack, includes a pre-built Spider-Ham deck along with the following new cards that can be added to any Marvel Champions deck, a new modular set that can be added to different scenarios, and a Nemesis set featuring the Green Gobbler. So let's go ahead and open this up. Go ahead and get this dice out of the way. The reason I had that dice there is to prop this up a little bit at an angle because the glare was really bad. So let's go ahead and get the deck out, but let's open up the poster here. Usually these always come with a poster, and I wouldn't expect anything different here. So we have this really cute little funny Spider-Ham poster. It looks like he's standing on a window using his powers and sticking his tongue out at us. You can see some skyscraper reflections there. Pretty nice. Let's go ahead and turn over and let's see what we get in here. Spider-Ham Hero Pack. There's a new keyword, patrol. While any minions with the patrol keyword are engaged with a player, that player cannot thwart the main scheme. Next up, new keyword, piercing. An attack with the piercing keyword discards any tough status cards from the target of the attack before dealing damage. New keyword, requirement. And in parentheses, we have resources. A card with the requirement keyword cannot be played unless each resource of the specified type is spent while paying for that card's cost. New keyword, stalwart. A character with stalwart keyword cannot be stunned or confused. New keyword, villainous. When a minion with the villainous keyword activates, give it a face-down boost card from the top of the encounter deck. When you resolve that minion's activation, turn the boost card face up and apply its boost icons to the minion's stats for this activation. If the boost card has a boost ability, resolve its effects. Discard the boost card after the activation. And finally here, new rule, gesture effects. Any card that instructs a player to perform a physical gesture as part of the card's ability, such as giving someone a high five, is entirely optional. Gesture effects are simply for fun. And I take it's more or less to complement the comedic nature or the very, very cartoony aspect of this hero pack. And hopefully if this does well enough that they will consider more of them in the future. So we'll finish up really quickly. Spider-Ham has the justice genre with him. The more dangerous Spider-Ham is in, the cartoonier he becomes, with his spider nonsense ability providing versatile tune counters whenever he takes damage. While Spider-Ham can spend tune counters as wild resources, many of his strongest cards require tune counters to operate. Finding a balance between risking Spider-Ham's hide to generate tune counters and recovering as Peter Porker is key to success. And if the situation becomes too dire, high five Captain Americat into play for assistance, wiggle the safety using cartoon physics, or ensure the villain's plans are hogwashed with a mighty pow bam whack smack boink. With the justice aspect, call upon fellow Web Warrior characters, Lady Spider and Spider-Man. For aid, seek out the villain's schemes, one way or another, to take away the element of surprise, and when the going gets tough, even the odds to turn the chance of victory in your favor. So there we have it. Let's get right into the cards here. Go ahead and remove the cellophane here. Let's get my trusty blade out and just cut the top of this open. And let's see what we have. As per usual, I am going to just search for the... Well, I don't know if I see it in here. Let's try again. Well, we have his... Spider-Ham, his 15 cards, but what I kind of wanted to do was separate, usually there, oh, here it is, stop. The remaining cards are not part of the Spider-Ham pre-built deck. So we'll take a look at these cards in another minute or so. Let me readjust the camera a little bit. I see a little bit of glare here and it's a little annoying, so be right back. Well, hopefully that's a little bit better. I just had to close my shades, and hopefully it's not too dark for you guys. I kind of brought the camera down just a tad bit closer, and hopefully there's a little bit more contrast. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. We have Spider-Ham himself. He is his hero side. He has 2 thwart, 1 attack, and 1 defense. He is a cartoon and a web warrior. Each toon counter on Spider-Ham can be spent as if it were a wild resource. And then he has his special action here, Spider Nonsense Response. After Spider-Ham takes any amount of damage, place 1 toon counter on him. He's got a hand size of 5 and 12 hit points. And we flip him over, and his alter ego, we have Peter Porker. He has a recovery of 5. He is also a cartoon and a civilian. He's got his cartoon power response. After you make a basic recovery, place 1 toon counter on Peter Porker. So let's go ahead and set him aside and take a quick look at the other cards here. We have Captain Americat, an ally, who's got 2 thwart and 2 attack and 3 hit points. We have Ham It Up. It's cartoon and thwart. It's a 0-cost event. Hero action. Remove 1 threat from a scheme for each toon counter on Spider-Ham. So I could see where that could escalate up a little bit. We have 2 of those. Ham It Up. We have Hogwashed. Cartoon. It's a 1-cost event. Sorry about that. Hero action. Remove 1 toon counter from Spider-Ham. Loudly read this card's flavor text. Choose to either deal 5 damage to a minion or remove 5 threat from a side scheme. And that's kind of important to remember. It's going to be a side scheme and not the main scheme. Next up, we have another 1-cost event. I don't think so. Hero Interrupt. When you reveal a card from the encounter deck, remove 1 toon counter from Spider-Ham and say, "I don't think so," in your best Spider-Ham voice. Cancel the effects of that card and discard it. We have Petulant Pig. Hero action. Stick your tongue out at the villain. The villain attacks you, but you get to draw 3 cards. And that is a 0-cost event, and there are 2 of those. We have Swinging Web Pig for a 3-cost event. Hero action, attack. Deal 6 damage to an enemy and then confuse that enemy. That's pretty good. That's like Spider-Man's Swinging Web Kick. And wow, there's 3 of those in this. That's pretty nice. We have a support card for a cost of 2, the Daily Beagle. Cartoon and location. Alter ego action. Exhaust the Daily Beagle. Place 1 tune counter on Peter Porker. We have a 1-cost upgrade, Cartoon Physics. It's cartoon and a superpower. Interrupt. When your identity would take any amount of damage, discard this card, wiggle your body, and prevent all but one of that damage. We have 2 of those. And we have an upgrade here, 2-cost upgrade, the Huge Wooden Hammer. Spider-Ham gets +1 attack. Hero Interrupt. When Spider-Ham makes a basic attack, exhaust Huge Wooden Hammer and remove 1 tune counter from Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham gets 2 attack for that attack, and that attack also gains Overkill. Wow, that's pretty nice right there. And we have Organic Webbing, another 2-cost upgrade. Cartoon and Superpower are the key words. Spider-Ham gets 1 additional thwart. Hero action, exhaust Organic Webbing and remove 1 tune counter from Spider-Ham. Ready Spider-Ham, he gains the aerial trait until the end of the phase. And that is it for his 15 cards. Set that aside really quick, and let's take a look at the rest of his deck. Remember, it's the Justice aspect here. We have a ally, Lady Spider, cost of 4, pretty expensive, but she's got 2 thwart and 2 attack, but she has conditional damage of 2, or consequential damage of 2 each. She's got 4 hit points, but she has a special here response. After Lady Spider thwarts and removes threat from a scheme, if you control another Web Warrior card, remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. Well, that's pretty nice. We have Spider-Man, but it's not Peter Parker. I believe this is the Hindi Spider-Man. This is Pavatir Prosbarkar. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but he's a 3-cost ally, 1 thwart, 1 attack. I'm not going to read all of these individual things here. We'll just kind of skip through this really quick. We have Even the Odds. We have 2 of those, 3 of those, and those are 2-cost events. They're for thwarts. We have a 0-cost event, 2 of these Great Responsibilities. We have 1, 2, 3, Making an Entrance. It's a 1-cost event. It's a Hero Interrupt. We have One Way or Another. We have 1, 2, 3 of those. 0-cost events. Now we have some upgrades. We have 3 1-cost upgrades called Followed. Attached to a side scheme, max 1 per scheme. It's an interrupt. When attached scheme is defeated, deal 4 damage to an enemy. Oh, that's pretty interesting. We have Overwatch, and it looks like we have 3 of those. And let's see, attached to a scheme, max 1 per scheme. So you can kind of pair these up, Followed and Overwatch on a scheme or side scheme. Hero Interrupt. When any amount of threat is removed from attached scheme by a thwart, discard this card. Remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. So we have 3 of those. Okay, getting back to our basic cards, we have Scarlet Spider. Cost of 4, 4 hit points. Also a Web Warrior, 1 thwart, 2 attack. We have Spider Doctor, or Spider, I guess, how do you pronounce it? Penny Parker. It is also a Web Warrior, cost of 2, hit points of 2, 2 thwart, 1 attack. We have a couple of team building exercises. These are 2-cost supports. We have a Web of Life and Destiny, a 3-cost support. Ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has the Web Warrior trait, which most of them do. Response after a Web Warrior ally leaves play. I would imagine whether he's defeated or you have to sacrifice him in another way. Choose a player. That player draws 1 card. Okay, here's our obligation. Give to the Peter Porker player. You may flip to to alter ego form, and you choose either exhaust Peter Porker and remove one tune counter from him and remove the obligation from the game, or you are stunned. If you are already stunned, this gains Surge, discard this obligation, and the name of this is I Really Want a Hot Dog. And lastly, here is our Nemesis deck, I believe, or a little side scheme. Let's just pull out the Green Gobbler. He is got a scheme of 1. He has an attack of 2. Cartoon criminal with a hit points of 4. He's forced responses. After the Green Gobbler engages you, discard all counters from each card you control. We have his side scheme, Nefarious Trap. We have an attachment, the Gobbler Glider, which adds 1 scheme and 1 attack. We have 2 treachery cards. Feast on this. When revealed, take 2 damage. You are confused. If you are already confused, this card gains Surge. So that pretty much sums it up for Spider-Ham pre-con deck and his Nemesis. And let's just really quickly, and I'm going to keep these separated. These are the extra cards that you would get. You have Warrior of the Great Web. You get 3 of those at 1 cost. We have a new side scheme, Hunting the Spider Totems. We have a bunch of different minions here. We have a minion Bora, Brix, Deimos, Genix, Karn, Morlun, Solus, and Verna. Wow. And they're all pretty tough guys, too. It looks like 5 hit points, 6 hit points, 5 hit points, 7 hit points, 6. And I imagine this has to do with the side scheme, of course. Forced Interrupt. When the villain phase begins, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Put each inheritor, all these guys are inheritors here, put each inheritor minion discarded this way into play, engaged with a player who controls a web warrior if able. Otherwise, put each inheritor minion discarded this way into play, engaged with the first player. All right, so that is our modular side scheme there. Let's go ahead and we'll take a break here. We're going to go ahead and set up a game using, again, our pre-con deck, Spider-Ham. We'll put in the Gobbler here, and we'll go easy since I've never played this deck before, obviously. We'll go ahead and play against Rhino. So I'll be right back. Okay, thanks for meeting me down here at the table. This is how I typically set up my gameplay area here. I have Rhino up here, both of his stages, and we'll go ahead and start with the break-in. That is the opening scenario here. He has 14 health points. This is going to be his deck, and we'll go ahead and give it another shuffle. This also includes I believe it's crowd control I put in here as one of the side scheme missions as well. Down below here I have Peter Porker. He has his 12 hit points. I have my little player aid that I might flip over from time to time. And of course we have Peter Porker's pre-constructed deck here. Give that another shuffle. Off to my left-hand side, you're going to see the Stunned, Confused, and Tough status cards, along with the threat icons and damage icons. And I'm going to be using these green counters over here as my tune counters. Also, what I've turned up sideways here, just kind of out of play because this may or may not enter play, is the Green Gobbler. This is the Peter Porker's deck-specific Nemesis. He doesn't enter play unless we get the card that says so. Other than that, I think we're about ready. So let's go ahead and read the opening scenario, the break-in. Contents, Rhino 1 and 2, and setup at advanced to stage 1B. So we'll go ahead and flip this over. Right now, it does not start with any threat on the scheme, but every turn we're going to add 1 threat per player, so that's only going to be 1 threat because of I'm only playing with Peter Porker. The break-in, Rhino is trying to smash through the facility wall and steal a shipment of vibranium. You must stop him. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game, so we have to make sure that he does not get 7th threat. And next up, we're going to go ahead and deal out 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and see if I want to go ahead and mulligan anything. We have Ham It Up, Great Responsibility, Team Building Exercise. We have 1 ally with Spider, Cartoon Physics, which is an upgrade, and One Way or Another. So let me think about this for a second, see if I want to mulligan anything. You know, after looking at my cards a little bit here, I don't think I'm going to go ahead and mulligan anything. I think that I like to possibly get my ally out and team building exercise. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we'll go ahead and flip Peter Porker to the Spider Ham side. And one thing in particular I have to remember here, and this is very key, is anytime that he takes damage, whether from a minion or Rhino himself, his response, after Spider Ham takes any amount of damage, place 1 tune counter on him. And I believe that this deck is pretty much very heavy on getting the tune counters that we're going to see here. So I think first thing we're going to want to do is, actually I'm going to put my deck of cards over here. And let's get a support card out. So let's get out Team Building Exercise. And I think we'll pay for it with One Way or Another. And Great Responsibility right now. So this will be my discard pile over here. And then, so hero action, exhaust team building exercise. Play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero. He's a cartoon and a web warrior, and I can reduce its resource cost by 1. So let's go ahead and play Spider, the ally. It actually is a web warrior, so it shares the same trait. So we'll go ahead and exhaust that card. And gosh, I hate to get rid of either of these, but we'll go ahead and discard Ham It Up for right now. Maybe I'll move my discard pile over here just so it's kind of out of the way. So with that being said, let's figure out if we want to go ahead and attack or not. Yeah, so reading Spider here, kind of an interesting little thing here, and correct me if I'm interpreting this wrong. It says, when defeated, add Spider to your hand if she was defeated by taking excess consequential damage. So I think if she goes ahead and attack for 1 right now, she'll definitely take 1 consequential damage. But I think if Rhino attacks her and it's in excess of 1, I think we can just put her back in our hand. I'm not exactly... Oh, no, maybe that's on thwart. That might only be on the thwart. So we'll go ahead and attack for 1 anyway and bring Rhino down to 13. And then I think there's no threat. We might as well go ahead and attack with Spider-Ham himself. So that will bring us down to 12. And that's a pretty quick turn right there. So we're going to go ahead and draw back up to 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's go ahead and ready our cards out in play, see what we got, and then Rhino is going to go ahead and make his turn. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and put 1 threat on the main scheme. And we have to decide, is Rhino... Well, Rhino's going to attack. Do we block with her? No, you know what? We're not going to block right now. I think we can return her in our hand next turn. We'll go ahead and keep her and just take it on the chin. So Rhino is going to attack for 2. And he's going to get 1 here. So he's going to get 3 altogether. So we'll go ahead and take that. So Spider Ham goes down to 9. And then remember, he took damage. So he's going to go ahead and get 1 tune counter on him. And then Rhino next, we're going to go ahead and get an encounter card and flip that over. And the villain schemes. So he is going to go ahead and scheme for 1. And we'll go ahead and give him a boost for that. So he's going to scheme for 2. So we're going to put 2 more scheme on the main encounter there, or the main scheme. And it's up to us now. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and play an upgrade here. Let's get organic webbing out, but that would normally be a cost of 2, but we're going to go ahead and exhaust team building exercise. This is also a cartoon, so it's only going to cost me 1, and I think we will go ahead and get rid of followed here. So we'll go ahead and discard followed. And then, let's see, I kind of would like to get another upgrade out. This upgrade only cost 1. We have hogwash, remove 1 tune counter. Boy, that's a good... I might want to keep that. Do I want to play Web of Life and Destiny? Response: after a Web Warrior ally leaves play, choose a player. That player draws 1 card. Oh gosh, I should have played this one first. You know what? I think I'm going to hang on to these. I've kind of got an idea that I might be able to play them next round. So what we will do, though, is our ally right now, Spider, is going to go ahead and thwart for 2. So he's going to remove 3 threat from this and go ahead and put 1. And that would give him 2 consequential damage, which is in excess. So he actually goes back into our hand. And then I want to decide, do I want to... I could either thwart another one or do an attack. Well, I think the best actual use of my stuff here is going ahead and exhausting... Let's see, I could take 2 threat off there. I could attack. It says exhaust organic webbing and remove 1 tune counter. Ready Spider Ham. So what I could do is, let's go ahead and exhaust organic webbing, remove this counter to take threat off the main scheme, the break-in, and then that would exhaust Spider Ham. But when I remove this, as you see here, when I remove 1 tune counter, I can re-ready him. So he's going to ready up, and then we could go ahead and just attack for 1. So that would bring him down to 11. I'm really debating whether I want to put our Spider ally back out there. It would be cheaper if I waited a turn. I think I'm going to hold on to my cards right now, and which means I'm only going to go ahead and draw 1 card. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and flip him over, and we'll go ahead and end our turn. We'll go ahead and draw up to 6 cards. So there's 4, 5, and 6. We will go ahead and ready our played cards. See what we got here as our new ones. We have Petulant Pig and Wooden Hammer, which is nice. So probably end up doing that. So now Rhino is going, it's going to be the villain's turn. So automatically we're going to go ahead and put 1 break, one threat on the main scheme. Rhino is going to go ahead and scheme for 1. We're not defending here, or there's nothing I can really do. So he's going to scheme for 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're already up to 4, so we have to do threat this next turn. And then we're going to go ahead and get an encounter card. And when revealed, alter ego, this card gains surge. So we're going to grab another encounter card, and it says when revealed, you are confused. If you are already confused, this card gains surge. Well, we're not confused, but that's not great because we have a lot of threat on there on the main scheme, so that kind of changes things up. I'm going to be in trouble here. So we got to figure out, what am I going to do? Well, first we'll go ahead and remove this false alarm, and then we are ready. I was thinking about leveling up, but we might have to go ahead and thwart. Let's see what else we can do here. This gives him one thwart. But we're going to have to ready him. Gosh darn. Well, we might have to put Spider out. So we're going to go ahead and use team building exercise. We're going to... No, we got to flip over to our Web Warrior side. Right here to Spider-Ham. Remember, he's confused. Now we can go ahead and exhaust that to get Spider back out. And that's going to cost me 1. Instead of the traditional 2. So we'll go ahead and play Petulant Pig to play that out, or to pay for Spider. And, well, we're definitely going to have to thwart. Oh boy, if I thwart though, that's going to go ahead and immediately remove him to my discard pile. Let me think about what I want to do here. Well, I think what we want to do is we want to bump up his attack. So we're going to go ahead and play this upgrade Wooden Hammer. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to get rid of 2 cards to do that. I'm going to get rid of Hogwashed and Web of Destiny. I don't like doing that, but we're going to go ahead and play that, keeping Cartoon Physics in our hand. And so he doesn't have any tune counter. Oh boy. I don't have any tune counters to take the threat off the main scheme. So, boy, do I attack and lose Spider, or do I try to threat? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any tune counters on him, but we want to get rid of this confused, so we're going to attempt to thwart. It's not going to work. He's confused, so nothing happens there. I don't like this. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to sacrifice Spider, and he's going to go into our discard pile. So let's go ahead and play Spider for thwart of 2. He's going to remove this 3 and return 1. That would give him 2 consequential damage, and it's not an excess consequential damage, so I believe he goes to my discard pile, which is a shame. I have no tune counters, so I can't play any of these upgrades right now. He's exhausted anyway, so that's pretty much our turn. So I'm going to draw back up to 5. So I already have 1 card in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's go ahead and ready our cards. And let's see, what did we get? We got Lady Spider. But she's expensive. She's a 4. We have Captain America 3, and we have Petulant Pig. Well, he's going to the break-in. We're going to add 1 more threat to the main scheme. Rhino is going to go ahead and attack. I think we need to take it so we can get a tune counter. So Rhino is going to attack for 2, a base of 2. Oh boy, he's going to get 2 more on there for a total of 4, but at least we don't have to face Sandman. So we're going to go from 9 down to 5 right now. And then we're going to take our encounter card, and our encounter, when revealed, give Rhino a tough status card. Okay, he's tough. So that is not great. Now it's back to us and figuring out how I want to get, if I want to get an ally out or not. Yeah, I think it's important that we get looking at both Lady Spider and Captain Americat. I think it's we want to get Captain Americat out there. Oh, and he took damage, right? So he should have gotten. I think, yeah, he should have gotten a tune counter for that damage. That's something I'm going to have to really try to remember that throughout the game. You don't normally do that with a lot of the other heroes, so it's going to be tough for me to remember that. But anyway, we want to get Captain Americat out, so we're going to exhaust team building exercise again. That will reduce Captain Americat down to 2 to play. And we'll play Petulant Pig and another version of Followed out there, or another duplicate of Followed to get him out. And it says response after Captain America enters play, give someone a high five. I'll give myself a high five. Place 1 tune counter on your identity. All right. And then we are going to shuffle 1 Spider-Ham card from your discard pile into your deck. So we got to look for a Spider-Ham card. Petulant Pig. I kind of like Hogwashed. What is this? What is Ham It Up? Thwart. That one's pretty good though too, and that's a 0 cost. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and take that. And it says shuffle it back into our main deck, so we're adding another card. And go ahead and give this a shuffle and figure out what we're going to do. Remember, Rhino has tough status, and we have 3 on the break-in. So let's figure out how we want to proceed. Okay, I think I want to take Spider-Ham and I want to exhaust him for to remove 2 threat from this scheme. And then we're going to go ahead and exhaust Organic Webbing. And we're going to remove 1 counter to re-ready Spider-Ham. And then I think with Captain Americat, well, actually, no, I'll take that back. I think with Spider-Ham, we're going to go ahead and attack for 1 to get rid of that tough status card right there. That way, Captain Americat can exhaust and attack for 2, but he is going to take 1 consequential damage, but we bring him down to Rhino down to 9 points. And oops, the wrong deck. That was my discard pile. Let's see, what else do we have? I have nothing else I can play from my hand right now, so I think we will go ahead and call it a turn. Actually, no, I think I want to go ahead and try to recover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip Spider-Ham over, and let's go ahead and draw back up. It says response after you make a basic recovery. Okay, we're not doing that yet, but I am going to draw up to 6. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's 6 cards there. We'll go ahead and ready ourselves. Ready our cards. And then, of course, we're going to add 1 more threat to the main scheme. Rhino is going to go ahead and scheme for at least 1. And scheming again for an additional 1, so that's going to be 2. Actually, we'll take this one off and we'll just add 3, so we're back up to 4. We're going to grab an encounter card, and oh no, I really want a hot dog. Give to the Peter Porker player. You may flip to alter ego form. Oh, I already am. Exhaust Peter Porker and remove 1 tune counter from him. Remove I really want a hot dog from the game, or I am stunned. If you already stunned, this card gains surge. Oh boy, do I want to get stunned or do I want to exhaust? I was hoping to recover. I think, gosh darn, we're gonna, man, could have come at a worse time. I really wanted to recover, so we're going we're going to go ahead and exhaust Peter Porker. Not great. We're going to go ahead and remove this from the game, so we'll put that out of game. And now it is up to us. So what can we do? Let me take a look at my hand again. Okay, I think I have an idea. Let's go ahead and flip to our Spider-Ham side. And let's see. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and try to remove threat again. So we're going to go exhaust organic webbing, and if we remove one tune counter from that, that readies Spider-Ham. And if you'll recall, this now has, he's got 2 threat plus 1, or excuse me, 2 thwart plus 1, so he's got a total of 3. But if I also play Making an Entrance at the same time and pay for that using a team building exercise, Hero Interrupt, when your hero makes a basic thwart, he gets plus 2 thwart. So that would bring him up to 5 thwart. If your hero removed all threat from a scheme that way, heal 2 damage from your hero. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and exhaust him. We're going to take care of all that threat, and that brings Spider-Ham up to 7 hit points, which kind of a consolation prize for not being able to heal or recover last time. But we're out of tune counters again. I think at this point we'll go ahead and play Captain America, an attack. He's going to go ahead and attack for 2 against Rhino, bringing Rhino down to 7 points. And that will go ahead and put another damage counter on him. And is there anything else I can do right now? No, it does not look like I can. I kind of want to hold on to these cards in my hand, so we're going to go ahead and draw back up to 5. I have 4 in my hand already, so we're going to draw another card, and it is Overwatch. And we will go ahead and ready our cards. I think I want to go ahead, and as much as I don't want to take an attack, I think I'm going to take an attack. But first we need to go ahead and put 1 threat on the main scheme. The reason I'm going to take an attack is I want to get another tune counter on him. So we're going to take it on the chin. He's going to attack for 2 and add 1 to that for a total of 3. So we are now back down to 4 hit points, but we do go ahead and take a tune counter for that, and then we get an encounter card, and that encounter card is Crowd Control, and that's got a crisis token on there. And now we have to remove threat. We have to remove it from here before we can take anything off the main scheme. So we're going to add 2 threat to Crowd Control right there, and it is back up to us. So let's see, how do I want to react? Alright, I think it's time to get another ally into play. Kind of thinking, looking at my cards here, there's so many ways I could go, but I think optimally, let's go ahead and get Lady Spider out. So we'll go ahead and play Team Building Exercise, which will get me Lady Spider at a reduced cost down to 3. Gosh darn, I really hate getting rid of some of these cards, but we're gonna keep swinging Web Pig, I think, and we'll go ahead and ditch Overwatch, which is really nice. If there was more threat on these schemes or another scheme, I'd really like to keep Overwatch. We'll get rid of Cartoon Physics and Ham It Up, which just kills me because they're low-cost cards. But we get Lady Spider out, and response. After Lady Spider thwarts and removes threat from a scheme, if you control another Web Warrior, which we do, remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. So I think what we're going to do is Lady Spider is going to go ahead and exhaust. Let me move that over. She's going to thwart for 2, she's going to go ahead and get rid of crowd control for us. And unfortunately, she takes 2 consequential damage right there. But remember, I control another web warrior, and we can take off up to 2, but there's only 1, so we're going to go ahead and take that 1 off, leaving us with what I have here. Let's see, Rhino is at 7 hit points. I cannot play Swinging Web Pig. I think we will... I could play Captain America. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's play Captain America for attack of 2. That will bring Rhino down to 5 hit points, and then Captain America is removed from play. Goes into my discard pile. I have 1 attack right now, but if I remove the this gets him another attack. So it's basically he's at attack 2, but if I remove this, that brings him to down to 4. I kind of like that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that then. We're going to go ahead and exhaust this and remove this tune counter. And so that will buff his attack up to 4, which will bring Rhino to 1. And then we're going to go ahead and flip over, and we're going to go ahead and draw back up to 6. I have 1 in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll go ahead and ready our cards. And then first we're going to go ahead and put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino will scheme for 1 plus, that's it, just 1. And then we get an encounter card, and the encounter is charge. Where attached to Rhino, when Rhino attacks, he gains overkill. So we're going to go ahead and add that to Rhino. I think first thing that we want to go ahead and do on our turn is we're going to go ahead and recover. And that's going to bring us from 4 up to 9 because we are recovering 5 hit points. And we get a tune counter. And let's see, what do we have here now? Give me a second as I take a look at my hand and see how I want to proceed. Okay, I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and flip Peter back to the Spider-Ham side. I think I will go ahead and exhaust organic webbing and remove this counter to ready Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham has an attack, a base attack of 2, so we're going to go ahead and attack for 2 right there, and that will knock him down to level 2. So Rhino level 1 is gone, and we're going to go ahead and reset him. He now has 15 hit points, and so we only have to defeat him this one last time. So we'll bring him up to 15 hit points. And then it says, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Breakin' and Taken. So don't know if that came up. I don't think that it did, but let's go through this. No, it did not. So it is in this deck. We're going to find Breakin' and Taken. Breakin' and Taken right there. And then we have to go ahead and shuffle this encounter deck up. Give it one more. Okay, and this gets 2 threat on it. And when revealed, place 1 additional threat here. So it's actually now up to 3 threat. And we're not going to get an encounter card yet, but when it's going to be his turn, we will get an encounter card. So I've got to figure out, is there a way that I could get rid of that? Otherwise, we're going to get 2 encounters. But this is a +3 damage. Actually, it's going to be 6 damage here with overkill. So we might want to go ahead and block here. Oh boy, this is going to be tough. He is going to be tough to figure out. So let's see, what can I do? Well, I think the first thing we'll go ahead, for a cost of 0, we're going to go ahead and place Overwatch on Breakin' and Taken. So if and when, which I know I'm going to remove a threat from this card, I can take it off the main scheme as well. So that was a 0 cost. And I just really don't see how we can do anything. He's going to hit hard for 6. Oh boy, I just don't see how I can avoid taking some damage here. I think that's going to be it for right now. I don't think, well, we could, no, if I use her, she's out, and I really want her to protect us. So I don't think we're going to do anything. It's kind of a, when any mana, I don't want to do that. So unfortunately, I think this is going to be a little tough for us. So let's go ahead and get ready. And by getting ready, I mean I would normally draw up to 5 cards, but I already have 5 cards in my hand. So we are going to go ahead and ready everybody. And we want to go ahead and put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino is going to go ahead and attack. And I'm going to go ahead and let him attack for currently with a value of 6. And Lady Spider is going to jump in front for at least 2. So base of 6 for a total of 7. That's 1 on there. So we are going to take 5 damage. So she's going to soak up 2 damage right there. And that means we are going to go ahead and go from 9 down to, I think that's 4, right? 5, yeah. And we also go ahead and take 1 tune counter there, and now it's our turn. Oh, no, it's not. I take that back. We have our encounter. Aye. Mercenary Guard. While this minion is engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. Oh, that's not good. So we have a Hydra Mercenary out there. And we have this Breakin' and Taken. So we're going to draw an additional encounter card. Oh no, we have Bomb Scare. So we have yet another... oh man, we have another side scheme out, which could not have come at a worse time, because now we have an acceleration here. It says place an additional 1 per person when revealed. So we've got 1 player, so this is also 3. This is not great, guys. This is not great. Oh, and before I forget, this is now gone because he used it. So that was only a one-time effect on there. Additionally, too, in case I didn't make it clear, I don't think I mentioned it, these tune counters also serve as a wild resource, and I sometimes forget that as well. So we have a mercenary out here, we have Rhino, and we have 3 schemes, and we've got to figure out how we want to deal with this. So we really need to get rid of these side schemes. So right now, Spider-Ham has a thwart of 2 plus 1. So he is going to do a basic thwart for 3. And we are going to take it off of this. And the nice thing is, because I had that Overwatch card, when any amount of threat is removed from this attached scheme by thwart, discard this card and remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. So we remove 3 from here, we're going to remove 3 from here, which gets rid of 2 schemes for us. That was nice. I still don't like that he's out here though. And how do I want to go from here? I'm going to not really going to cheat, but something, looking at my hand, what I would have liked to have done, if you guys will allow me to do this, I should have played Making an Entrance as well. I'm debating that because that gives me 2 health points back. So if I would have played this prior and paid for 1, I would have got 2 threat. No, you know what? We're not going to do that. It's a little bit too confusing, but that would have allowed me to heal back up to 2 points. I'm not going to do that. But that was an option of mine as well. So how... I'm kind of... I think I need to heal again, and he's not going to scheme for anything if I can get rid of... But I don't like the fact that this has 3 threat on it, but I can confuse him. So I might as well play this now. It is an attack. Swinging Web Pig. I have to pay for it for 3, so we will go ahead and play Overwatch. Great Responsibility, and Even the Odds. So that's 3. That will go ahead and pay for Swinging Web Pig, and what that does is 6 damage. So that brings Rhino from 15 down to 9 hit points. And that also confuses him as well. I think... if I ready him, I could do another thwart. Okay, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and exhaust Organic Webbing to ready Spider-Ham, and that cost me 1 token there. And I still have a thwart of 2. I think we'll go ahead and thwart for 2 and remove those 2 right there. Swinging Web Pig is out, and I think that's going to be my turn. I don't mind recovering right now, so let's go ahead and flip over, and then we will draw up to 6. So I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cards in my hand. We will go ahead and ready everything. We will add 1 threat to the main scheme. Rhino would normally go ahead and try to scheme, but he can't. So we'll take that confused card off. Hydra Mercenary does not scheme at all against us, but we do get 1 encounter card, and that is hard to keep down. 1 revealed. Rhino heals 4 damage. Dang, I didn't like that. So he is going from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's going back up to 13 hit points. Didn't like that heal there. And that is pretty much it. I think what we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and recover to bump us back up to 9. And when we do so, we are going to put a tune counter on us, and let's go ahead and take a look at our hand. Let's see here. I think I want to go ahead and play another support card out here, the Daily Beagle, and that costs 2. We're going to go ahead and get rid of one way or another. I got 2 of those. Go ahead and do that. And what this does is exhaust the Daily Beagle when I'm in Alter Ego, which I am. And I can get an additional tune counter on my person. And let's see. Remove 1, 2, 7. Oh boy, I like that card. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and flip over now to Spider-Ham's side. And I can, well, let's see. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to exhaust Organic Webbing and remove 1 counter to put Spider-Man back into, or Spider-Ham back into play. And then right now he's got 2 attack. If I remove this counter and exhaust the wooden hammer, he's now got 4 attack, and that attack gains overkill. So Spider-Ham is currently at 4 attack. He's going to go ahead and attack the Hydra Mercenary for 3, which leaves 1 left over. So Rhino is back down to 12. And I don't think I can do anything else right now. So I think right now, though, before he's got a hand size of 5, I am going to go ahead and ditch 1 making an entrance. I'm just going to go ahead and discard that. I'm going to draw up 3 more cards. 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully I'm getting an ally, which I did not. But we're going to go ahead and ready our cards. And we're going to go ahead and put another token on the main scheme. And now Rhino is going to attack for 3. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take it. So he's going to attack for 3, 4, 5. But I'm going to play Cartoon Physics here. Oh, no, that's an upgrade. No, it's an interrupt. When your identity would take any amount of damage, discard this card. Except I think I should have had that. The upgrade should have been out there. I don't think I can do that. Oh, darn. I wish I would have had that earlier. Let's see. Is there anything else I can do? No. So we're going to go... Oh, darn. We're going to go ahead and take that 5 points of damage, which brings us down to 4. That was not great. And we're going to take an encounter card. And when revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. Let's go ahead and play... I don't think so. We'll go ahead and pay for that using Even the Odds. And when you reveal that card from an encounter deck, remove 1 tune... Oh gosh, I can't do that either. So, I'm sorry, that's going to go back into my hand. Darn. That was not correct. So, do we choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme? Oh boy. I think we go ahead and we place 1 threat on the main scheme. And did I take damage here? I think I took damage, so I should have got... Oh, you know what? You know what? I take that back. I would have gotten this cartoon tune counter. So before that Hydra Bomber goes into play, which I kind of already know. So let me retcon something here. I'm going to put this 1 damage back. That goes back into the hand. I'll go ahead and shuffle this. But I would have had that, which would have allowed me to play... I could have played I Don't Think So. So this would have come out. I could have played I Don't Think So because I did have... I took damage. I could have ditched that. And I could have canceled the effects of that card and just... No. I can't do that because it wasn't... Let me think. I'm getting confused here. Yeah, I could have played I Don't Think So, and that just discards this altogether. And I'm sorry. I know that was a little confusing. I think we're okay. I would have had this because he would have had that basic tune counter on there. He could have played that, would have canceled that card in its entirety. I apologize going a little bit back and forth here. Okay, moving on to our next turn. So I think what I can do here, he's got a base thwart of 2 plus 1 for 3 thwart. Let's go ahead and thwart for 3, taking all 3 off the break in. And then we can go ahead and play Swinging Web Pig again, and I'm going to go ahead and use all 3 of my cards to pay for that. That does 6 damage, bringing him from 12 down to 6 points of damage. That also makes him confused, and we'll go ahead and get rid of Swinging Web Pig. That's just a hero action, which he could do. I am completely out of cards at this point, so I can go ahead and flip over because he's not going to be able to scheme this next turn. And now, because I'm in alter ego action, I can go ahead and exhaust the daily Beagle to go ahead and get myself 1 tune counter on that. We will go ahead and get 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which leaves me 1 card left. We can now go ahead and ready everything. And we'll go ahead and put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino would go ahead and try to scheme, but he can't, so that gets rid of his confused status. Next up, we get an encounter card, which is Explosion. If Bomb Scare is in play, assign X damage. It's not. If Bomb Scare is not in play, this card gains Surge, so that just goes away. And next up, Forced Interrupt. Oh, darn. He gets another charge, so that's going to be attached to him, and next turn he is going to get 6, and we only have 4, so we definitely have to heal. But the good news is I do have an ally in my hand now. So I think the first thing that we're going to do, obviously, is we are going to go ahead and recover, and that's going to go ahead and put 1 tune counter on us. And that recovers us 5 points, so we are back up to 9. And wow, we might be able to defeat him this turn. As a matter of fact, I think we can. Well, just for the heck of it, no, we have another Swinging Web Pig. I think we can do this. I think if we go ahead and, well, he's exhausted, but we turn him over to his Spider-Ham side, which we can do once. We can go ahead and well, let's just for the heck of it, we got 2 allies, but hear me out here. So let's go ahead and play Team Building Exercise. That would bring Spider-Man out. Now, he would normally be a cost of 3, but because of this, he's actually a cost of 2. And we can go ahead and pay. This can be used as a wild resource, so that's 1. We need to pay for 1 left. We'll go ahead and play Team Building Exercise from my hand. That will get Spider-Man out. After Spider-Man enters play, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each Web Warrior you control. Well, we have 1 Web Warrior. He's also a Web Warrior, but we just go ahead and remove that scheme. And then we can go ahead and attack. So the first thing I think we'll go ahead and do is Spider-Man will attack for 1, bringing Rhino down to 5. That will put 1 damage counter on him. And then next, I think, guys, we will do this right now. We can go ahead and play Swinging Web Pig. It cost 3. If if I get rid of all the last 3 cards in my hand, that pays for that. That is 6 damage and confusion. So Rhino not only gets confused, but we take him from 5 down to 0. So I think I did everything right. If I made any mistakes or goofs, please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I think it went pretty good, other than the one time 2 turns ago when I got a little confused there. Again, one thing to remember is every time he takes damage, he's going to go ahead and get a counter. You can use the counters as wild resources, which you just saw me do there at the end. He really wants to go ahead and bounce back and forth between recovery and his Spider-Ham side. And the Daily Beagle is a good card to get out, as is Team Building Exercise. That reduces the cost of all the other allies and some of the other cards out. And wow, this is a very powerful card. 6 damage plus confusing the enemy. So I hope you enjoyed the playthrough there. And if you have any other comments, please leave the comments in the comments section below. All right, some final thoughts. That was a fun game, and I really enjoy the character. I think the character, there's a lot of silliness that goes along with it. So, and of course, as we mentioned in the introduction or the unboxing part, a lot of those new keywords like gestures are optional, but it's kind of fun, especially if you have younger kids or if you're playing with friends that are really into it. I really hope that Fantasy Flight does some more characters in the future with kind of some of the little zaniness. But as you can see, one thing that dawned on me after the game was over is the basic cards. Mostly in most of the other hero packs, we have an energy, we have an aggression card, and I believe it is the mental card where you get 2 resources. Those cards aren't in this basic pack at all, and I had to go back and make sure and try to figure out, well, why? Well, it's probably because those tune counters act as wild resources, and again, every time you take damage, you're going to get one of those tune counters placed on your card. So and both in your hero form, and also there's ways to get it in your alter ego form. That is, whether you're using a recovery or if you have the support card out, that was the Daily Beagle, you can go ahead and exhaust that. So there's numerous ways to get those tune counters. So probably one of the reasons why you're not going to see those 3 basic cards that you see just in pretty much every other pre-constructed deck out there. Now, it is a little bit hard, again, filming and trying to talk through things. And again, this is the first time I played that character. There is a lot to keep track of, so be mindful when you play this character. Go ahead and read, take a time out and read the text on all the cards because they all act very differently. And a lot of those cards only work on side schemes, not your main scheme, so be aware of that. And again, this character is gonna, I think this pre-constructed deck really favors you flipping back and forth between your alter ego mode and your hero mode. But hopefully you enjoyed that. If I made any mistakes, go ahead and point them down in the comment section below, and I'll try to make corrections if I do another future playthrough. But for Pips-N-Chits, my name is Jason, and we'll see you at the table next time.